Throw away the chalkboard, the device Vancouver teachers and students are using that puts information right at their fingertips. Plus,
oh my gosh, they love them. It's been the best part of our day so far this year.
iPods are usually forbidden in the classroom. Why third graders at King Elementary School are now encouraged to use them in class.
My main goal is to have fun with the kids and hopefully we learn some things, and if we can win, we can win. Everybody loves to win.
And to the players, she's just coach. We'll introduce you to Gaiser Middle School's Shannon Long, who's blazing a trail in the football world. Hello and welcome to In the Know. I'm Helen Raptis. On October 14th, the Vancouver School District is presenting weLearn 2010, a technology showcase. It's a chance for parents and community members to see the innovative uses of technology in our classrooms. In this episode, we're going to give you a sneak preview of some of that technology and a little more about what weLearn is all about. Chalkboards and projectors have been fixtures in our classrooms for decades. Now, teachers in Vancouver are using a new device that does everything those do and much more. Colleen Nelson has a story in our Focus on Technology.
I will learn to round numbers to the nearest 100.
It's a simple lesson plan presented in a whole new way. Hazeldale third grade teacher Kirk Fitzer is one of many Vancouver teachers using a starboard. It's like a chalkboard, movie projector, overhead projector, and more rolled into one.
I think it's really cool because you could pause stuff and then just write on it and do the things that you need to do and example it while it's going.
Mr. Fitzer uses his finger or a wand to interact with the images on the screen, clicking on websites, dragging numbers around, or writing over the top of the display. The interaction captures the student's attention.
First thing, the kids are engaged. They like to go to the web games and play.
He gets to go online and get all kinds of fun things. Like we had a shark one. If you get the answer right, there's like a shark comes up. If you get the answer wrong, the shark comes up and bites your boat.
I kind of think like I'm fooling them a little bit because they don't know that I'm going to all of a sudden stop and start using it as a teaching tool and start teaching, and then hopefully they're learning from the game that we're playing too.
In this lesson, Mr. Fitzer uses 3 approaches to help the students understand how to round numbers. First, students step to the starboard to drag numbers where they belong on the line. Then, using a website tool, every student lines up to choose which direction to round a randomly chosen number. Finally, Mr. Fitzer uses the starboard to help explain a traditional worksheet, which he uses to gauge the students' progress.
Do they need more help? Do they have it? Can I move on? And if not, which individuals need help so maybe I can pull them out in a small group?
On this day, every child gets the lesson and the class scores 100% on the number rounding game.
Wow, awesome job. You guys are great.
The visual and tactile nature of the starboards also help students who learn differently.
It can reach other learners and different styles, and so a little bit of incorporation here and there I think really pays off and helps some students learn. The starboard gave me more options than I would have ever had without it.
The starboards are now widely used throughout Vancouver public schools. Mr. Fitzer and other teachers got together to help raise grant money to pay for the units. And we now go from rounding numbers to building robots. Nick Voll joins us now from Jason Lee Middle School. Nick?
Thanks, Colleen. I'm in Mrs. Van Houten's classroom at Jason Lee Middle School, where they're taking engineering plans off a computer and translating them into real-world objects like an elevator and a car.
They were described one time as Legos on steroids.
That's a good way to describe the creations in Susan Van Houten's robotics class. But it's more than just stacking blocks. Her students are designing functional devices and the circuitry inside that makes them move.
All these wires plug into this.
David Wallum and Max Albrechtsen are 2 of Ms. Van Houten's brightest students. They work as a team to build an all-terrain vehicle and a freight elevator. David handles the software, engineering the electrical circuits that control the moving parts. It's a complicated web of wires, but David has it down.
If it doesn't sense anything, it will go to the next, or circle back around.
Meanwhile, Max is building the structure and making sure all of the electronic and magnetic pieces are in the right place.
In order to stop, it needs to sense the read switch.
Then they plug everything in, connecting Max's hardware to David's software. And with the push of a button, their elevator is ready to go. Mrs. Van Houten believes that this kind of project-based work encourages children to take control of their own learning.
Get in there, touch it, feel it, do it. Make it real. If it's not real, if they're just reading it out of a book, it's not real.
Her students agree.
It helps to be able to do stuff because then I understand it better by doing stuff with my hand instead of just like lecturing.
Building robots is fun, sure, but it also teaches children critical thinking and problem-solving skills and helps them overcome fears about science and math.
Then they really realize, hey, I can do this. This is something that is a possibility for my future.
For In the Know, I'm Nick Vole.
Vancouver Public Schools are making it easier than ever to keep connected to what's happening in the classroom. The district is now on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. On Facebook and Twitter, you can get updates from the district and find out about the latest news. On YouTube, watch whole episodes of In the Know, or just the highlights. Here are those addresses. For Facebook, it's facebook.com/Vancouver Public Schools. Try us at twitter.com/Vancouver SD. Or youtube.com/Van SD TV. And you can always get the latest news and video on the district's website, vansd.org. The Apple iPod has pretty much made the portable CD player obsolete, but these little gadgets have the power to do so much more. Teachers in Vancouver Public Schools are using them to improve student learning.
Some volcanoes shoot out gas and rocks.
We're used to listening to music from our iPods, but third graders at King Elementary are listening to themselves. The students read out loud, recording their voices as they go. Then they can analyze and critique their own reading as the recording plays back. Teachers Cara Bew and Jamie Donovan downloaded applications or apps that give the children new ways to be self-directed as they learn.
It's not as much of me at the front of the room telling the kids how to do things. It's me getting them started on an app, and it's a lot more independent than it's been in the past.
More than just a glorified tape recorder, the iPod touchscreens also allow the kids to learn math in a fun, engaging way.
We're playing math games. Addition, subtraction, multiplication.
Do like 7 and 3 to get to 10.
And while the lesson plans are about traditional subjects like reading and math, they're also a way to introduce students to the technology of the future.
I definitely think it'll help them out in the future. As we know, technology just gets better and better, and there's more of it. And I think that exposing them, especially if they don't have it at home, makes a big difference in school.
Do you have anything like this at home, or have you used anything like this before?
No.
Do you have anything like that at home, or is it just here?
No. I never do it at home.
As you may be able to tell, these students may be a bit camera shy. But Ms. Bew says they aren't shy at all when it comes to finishing their lessons with the iPods.
But most of the kids have never used them before, but they take to them pretty quickly.
The reason why is pretty obvious.
Because I like math and I like games. Well, we get to use games and we get to use them at school.
All of the third grade classes at King are participating in this pilot program. The teachers we spoke to, Cara Bew and Jamie Donovan, told us that they spent their summer trying out different apps to see how they would work in the classroom. In fact, here's a picture of Ms. Donovan trying out a new app while she was on vacation. Clearly, it's not just the kids who are excited about this program. For more on the weLearn event, we're joined now by Mike Strom, the head of District's Information Technology Services. Mike, thanks for joining us. Tell us about the event in general.
Well, we're excited about this event. It's going to be held at Hudson's Bay High School on October 14th between 6:30 and 8:30. We look to have about 38 student and teacher exhibits, as well as about 8 vendor partners there demonstrating the technologies that our teachers and students are using in the classroom.
What can we expect to see?
Well, there's a theme that we want to be running through this event, and that is at each exhibit, our guests, our community, parents, teachers, community members will be able to see that interaction, witness that interaction between teacher and student. And that interaction will center around what is it that students are doing, what is it that teachers are doing, and what learning is taking place. And then finally, what technology is being used. So while technology, this is the technology showcase, we certainly want to demonstrate what technology can do. It's about the relationship that's taking place between the teacher and the student that gets to that level of learning that's enhanced.
How important do you think it is for the district to integrate technology into their classroom?
Well, I think we need to keep in mind, what are students going to be doing as they graduate from our system? We're preparing students to be collaborators, communicators. They're going to be producers of information. And through all of those, I mean, those are all skill sets that not only they need to demonstrate as students, but certainly they'll be expected to demonstrate as students beyond high school and in the work world.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Here's what you need to know. The weLearn event is on Thursday, October 14th at Hudson's Bay High School. It runs from 6:30 to 8:30. The event is free and there will be lots of hands-on opportunities, so be sure to tell your friends and family. And everybody's welcome, and you don't have to know a lot about computers to attend. There will also be some giveaways. Of course, In the Know will be covering this event just in case you can't make it. Look for a special half-hour edition of In the Know, hosted by Chad Young and Colleen Nelson. We'll go booth to booth, giving you a taste of the demonstrations. We'll also get reaction from community members at the event. Watch out for that special episode on Comcast. We'll also post it on YouTube. We've shown you a lot of cutting-edge technology. But now, let's introduce you to a coach at Gaiser Middle School who's leading the way when it comes to football. Chad Young has the story.
There is one thing that separates the Gaiser Middle School football team from almost every other team in the nation. The head football coach is a woman.
I think since she has some experience with another women's football team, I think she's a great coach. She knows a lot about fundamentals and a lot.
But it's going to be Herrera.
Coach Shannon Long has 9 years of coaching experience with the last 2 as head coach. She has a passion for the game, and her players are taking notice.
Yeah, well, like, she's not too intense to where, like, the kids start crying kind of thing, but she's intense to where they'll listen to her and they'll know she's boss.
When Coach Long steps onto the field, it's not about being a woman, it's about being a coach. And it's something her players will tell you she does very well.
I'm a teacher here, so they all know me, and they've had me since they were 6th graders. So I don't think that they look at me as, you know, a woman being a football coach. They just see me as a coach, and hopefully they respect that. I think they do respect that.
In an age where young women were discouraged from the hard knocks of the gridiron, Coach Long played whenever she had the opportunity.
I played powder puff football and as a junior and senior in high school, because girls playing football wasn't an option. That was pretty taboo.
Coach Long has a keen attention to detail and believes the path to success starts with the basics.
Fundamentally, we're getting there. My most important thing is that nobody gets hurt, and if we're fundamentally sound, then people getting hurt shouldn't happen. But hopefully they can grow from this and have fun.
Female football players are becoming increasingly common on high school rosters around the nation, and hopefully, thanks to coaches like Shannon Long, we'll be seeing more women on the sidelines as well. I'm Chad Young for In the Know.
Community members have a chance to peek inside Vancouver Public Schools as the district begins its patron tours. The idea is to let the public in on the district's educational philosophy and how teachers are implementing those ideas in the classroom. Sue Knable helps organize the tours. She says that people who go along for the ride are often surprised at what they learn.
The students love to host adults to their school. They are so proud of their school, and they just think that's great to have an adult come in and be interested.
The tours are free, but you must make a reservation. You can do that on our website or call 360-313-4720. The first patron tour is on October 15th, and there's one every other month for the rest of the school year. Now, before we go, we want to remind you one more time about the weLearn 2010. Again, it's Thursday, October 16th. I'm Helen Raptis. See you next time on In the Know.